Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to go ahead and do another weekend vlog. This one will be very different than last weekend's because I do have some furniture being delivered tomorrow and I have to work on my office, but I am currently reading Shatter Me. I did read it before, so this is a reread because I want to try to continue in the series. So my first plan is to read as much of this as I can. I am listening to it on audiobook, so that is making it go a little bit quicker. I look terrible because I just woke up, but I did finish my reread of Shatter Me last night. I listened to the complete book on audiobook and read along with it. That's how I prefer to listen to audiobooks. I was about at the 100-page mark that I read Thursday, and then I completed it last night. So I read about like 238 pages because it's 338 pages. I do want to continue in the series, but I need to do some more research. I did yesterday morning before work because that was my plan, to read the series. And I have the complete series except for Restore Me, which I almost bought yesterday when I went to Barnes & Noble, but I didn't yet. But I do have the novellas, and I think Destroy Me would be next, and then Ignite Me or Unravel Me, and then Fracture Me, and then the last one. Not really sure. I wish that like this was live right now and I could just say, hey guys, which one's next? So maybe I'll go on Twitter and ask, and or I'll just do some research, like Google it. But until I find out that, because I'm trying to read them like in a logical order, and I don't know if publication order is the order that I should read them in. I'm not really sure. Oh yes, and I decided that I'm glad that I reread it, because while I did remember some things, I forgot a lot of things as well. I mean, a lot of stuff, especially towards the ending. Yeah, so I'm really glad that I reread it. How do I feel about it? What's my rating? I originally rated it 5 stars, and I still think that it could easily be 5 stars for me. A lot of people complain about the writing, that it's a little pretentious, it's a little overly done, the repetitions, they don't understand the strike-throughs, all that. I liked the strike-throughs, especially how they were handled on the audiobook. The narrator of the audiobook, I forget her name, but she did excellent. Loved it. Yeah, I really liked that, and I liked how she did the strike-throughs, so that was cool. I was wondering how that was going to be, especially in chapter 4. That looks like this. It was amazing. So a lot of people complained like that Juliet keeps talking about their eyes, and I'm thinking to myself, well, yeah, she's latching onto anything she possibly can. Like, what else would she latch onto? She can't touch people, so she has to go based off their appearance. They're fully dressed, so she's looking at their face, and the first thing she sees is their eyes. So eyes to her are like all the other things that people would like normally talk about. What else? So I ended up rating it 4 stars. I think it's like a 4.5, but I was thinking about my recent rating system and how if I really enjoyed a book and I thought it was great, I give it 5 stars like automatically, but I should really leave that 5 stars for like earth-shattering 5-star books. I don't know. It was a 5-star book. It was a 4 or 5-star book. I recommend it. I'm continuing on. That's all I'm going to say for right now. But I think next up, I'm probably gonna try out another poetry collection that I picked up yesterday. I actually went to Barnes and Noble. Let me turn on my little light so it's not so weird in here. Let me sit. Ooh, yes, let me sit. I went to Barnes and Noble yesterday after work and I picked up these two books. I picked up Switch by Megan Hart, and I like the cover because it's like a new adult romance, but it doesn't necessarily look that way. But I looked it up on Goodreads and it doesn't really have great reviews, so I'm not really sure. She also does a lot of series, but this is one of her standalones. So even though there was other books beside it that looked like they could have been part of the same series because they were like the same covers, the same size, they were right beside each other, I figured it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, but yeah, this is just a standalone. And on the back it says realistic characters, natural dialogue, beautiful erotic and romantic traits, and thought-provoking insights on life, death, and love all exemplify Megan Hart's signature style of erotic fiction. So I did pick up that one, but the poetry collection that I'm going to move into is No Matter the Wreckage by Sarah Kay. My arm is getting so tired. Okay, I'm resting on my bookshelf with my turtle. Okay, so I have read 2 other poetry collections by her, Be and The Type, and they were quickly 5 stars. This is one that I've had on my wish list for a while, so I'm really excited that I have it, and it has like different kind of parts, and I'm just so excited for it. Very interesting illustrations right here at the beginning. Yeah, so I actually think I'm gonna pick this up next, and then I might read this. I'm not really sure, or if I'm gonna figure out the whole thing for Shatter Me and move on with that. So we shall see. But I think I'm gonna read some of this and look up about the Shatter Me series. It is 10:10 a.m. and I've only read part 1, and then maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 poems from part 2. I had to take a break from it because we had to drop off. Me and my husband both have Jeeps, and my husband's Jeep needed to be inspected, so we went and dropped that off at the Jeep dealership, came home, left again, went to the grocery store, coffee, creamer. So I'm on cup number 2 of coffee. We had to get like a couple of other things, so I just got home. I'm sitting down again. I'm gonna work on this for a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it if I can concentrate for long enough. And then I need to start working on this room. We're getting our new furniture today. It's supposed to be delivered between 3 and 7 p.m. but I have a lot of work to do before I'm going to be ready for that. So I want to try to read this for a little while, relax, drink my coffee, and then when I get to a good stopping point or I finish, then I'll start working on these shelves. I have to empty everything and take it into this back bedroom right here where I film, just to like clear out the space, break down the shelves, clear off my husband's desk, vacuum this room, clear off my desk. I'm going to try to pull my desk out to see if it actually works like that. Hopefully it does. But yeah, so I'm going to jump back in, and so far I'm enjoying it. I will say that I only really liked the first poem. I think I like her singular poems, her longer solo poems, better than her collection so far. But I mean, this cover, and like I said, she's like one of my favorite poets, so I definitely want to support her and have like her collection of poems because she's that awesome. So I have finished reading No Matter the Wreckage by Sarah Kay. I did notice that B and The Type were both published in this as well. So those are just standalone poems from her original book. I don't know if she has anything else out. I'm going to have to look into it. Really didn't love this. I did tab 4 things. Two of them being B and The Type, and then this little bit about Sylvia Plath and her husband, how he had an affair with this other lady and all of that craziness, because I want to look into that. But I really didn't love pretty much any of the other stuff. I mean, I feel kind of shocked that I didn't love it more than I did. Like I said, the poems that I read before were standalones. So I don't know, maybe that's more of my thing, and those seem really to stand out. They actually say something. Every line seems meaningful, and the poems, those 2 poems really flow, and the others really just didn't. I don't know what they were trying to say, but it's very subjective, so while I may not like it, you may like it. Next up on my reading agenda is I'm going to jump into Destroy Me. I'm going to go ahead and post this on my Goodreads, and then I'll read the half that is Destroy Me. Then I will move on to Unravel Me. Oh my gosh, look at me. I'm a mess. I have not started Destroy Me yet because I've been cleaning out my office. There used to be a huge bookcase here, actually 2 bookcases, and I just took them out. I'll show you where all of the crap is. So this is all the crap that was on the shelves, all of that stuff, all of this, all of that, and some of the stuff up there. This is where the bookcases currently are. Obviously there's this larger bookcase. The shelves are over there, and then the smaller bookcase is like through it. It's this, so the thinner one, and all the shelves and the smaller shelves. There are a couple of small shelves like back there. Okay, I finished reading Destroy Me. It was 112 pages. I do have like a little bookmark in it, so I read that, and I'll be moving on to Unravel Me. So I've never quite understood the point of novellas, really. And I usually don't read them, but they do give you more to the overall story. I guess it's like the story that the author's not telling you in their book. So it's kind of like the first book followed Juliet, and the first novella was Warner's kind of story. And I enjoyed it, but I don't think it was necessary to the story in any way, but it does give you some backstory on him and why he is the way he is. So I'm glad that I read it, but I'll probably rate it 2 or 3 stars, maybe 3. And then I'm going to be moving on to Unravel Me, and it's pretty big, but I do have it on audiobook. So this is the start of the build process, but this room is almost echoing. It's so empty. I mean, look at that. I mean, my husband's desk is still a mess. Mine is messy. I put some stuff there. But look, I have my books and a big empty wall where we're going to put the bookshelf. It's empty over here. Okay, I think everything is downloaded now, and it's ready to play for Unravel Me. So I'll be able to read that next after I get that furniture built. My cat is totally curious what's going on. Cool, right, Max? So yeah, I'm just putting this together. It's going to be a little shelving unit. It's going to look like this. It's the Alex. It has 5 drawers. And then I separated all the stuff out like a noob. And I've done this, this, and this. Now I'm about to start on this step. Good morning. It's Sunday. See my shirt? Sunday, Sunday. So I'm here to update you on my reading. So I only am on page, I am on chapter 4, which is page 28. So I only read 3 chapters in Unravel Me yesterday. Yeah, I just got distracted. I made that drawer thing that I showed you guys. I'll show you it again. It's under my desk right now. My desk is cleared off. So I do need to run to Target or the dollar store or something like that and get some drawer organizers, because I just like threw everything in there and I need to organize it, obviously. So there's that. Also, we have to build our book shelving unit today. I'm hoping that my husband does that since I built that. But the plan today for reading is to continue Unravel Me. I'm gonna get some coffee. I just woke up. But I wish I was the type of reader that could just like listen to an audiobook and not follow along. I almost think I could, but I feel like I get more of the story when I'm reading along as well. So I have listened to audiobooks before without reading along, but I enjoy it more when I do read along. So I don't even know how this weekend's reading vlog is turning out because it's been so crazy. I did know it was going to be completely different than last week's, because last week I didn't have like anything planned and I wasn't feeling good, so I knew I was going to spend a lot of time in bed. And this weekend I knew that we had to do some outside work, which I didn't even show you guys. It wasn't that much, but we did some outside work. I knew we were getting our new furniture. I knew we were working on our office, so I knew I wasn't going to have that much time to read, but I still managed to finish at least 3 things. I finished Shatter Me, which I read like almost 70% of that this weekend, well, Friday, and then No Matter the Wreckage and Destroy Me, and I'm working on Unravel Me. So despite being super busy, I still am reading quite a bit. So that's also why I like making these reading vlogs on the weekend, is because it keeps me accountable. So I'm not saying I'm going to do them every weekend, but I'm going to do them often enough that it keeps me accountable and I keep reading on the weekends. Okay, I organized it a little bit. Here's like my planner and stuff I use a lot. I organized this, my washi tape, writing, sharpener, other crap. This is organized in the front, but this is all like stickers, notebooks, and then this is like my colored pencils, gel pens, stuff like that. And then in the bottom drawer, I have my laminator and my Cricut stuff right here.
Chapter 4. The dreams are back. They left me for a while, shortly after I'd been fresh.
Okay, I thought I'd give you a quick view of the new shelving unit. You can tell it has a smaller footprint where the other ones used to be. The other one was like there, and then there to there and back. So it definitely has a smaller footprint, but I really like it. Also, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this week's reading vlog. Sorry if it wasn't exciting as last week, but I am reading Unravel Me. I just crawled out of bed to film this clip for you guys to say goodbye. My makeup is kind of a mess. I've just been kind of working on that shelf. I had some lunch. I am on page 103, so I'm starting chapter 15. I just found out what was going on with Adam, and I'm like terrified and so sad. But yeah, I'm going to continue reading this, and I'm sure you'll hear about it in my wrap-up at the end of the month. We only have like another week, and I'll be doing a wrap-up of all the books that I read this month, so stay tuned for that. Like last week, I want to say thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you're all having a lovely day. You had a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!